Let's start with chemistry of cardiac glycosides. Glycosides are compounds that yield on hydrolysis one or more sugar. The sugar part is known as glycon and the non-sugar part is the aglycon, yeah, called as genin. Here, glycon, which is represent the physical property of drug, whereas aglycon, it is represent the pharmacological action. Yeah, you can say that the glycosides consist of an glycon which have steroid nucleus with an attached lactone ring. You know very well. With one or more moieties attached to it means sugar molecule. Is that right? They have potent action on the heart, hence are referred to as a cardiac glycosides. Yeah, you can say name as a cardiac glycosides. Now we will discuss about some property of the glycosides. Let's see. Glycosides are soluble in water and alcohol. Inside the body, the glycosides will be cleavage means breakdown to glycon and aglycon parts. Already have discussed. Here, glycon parts means sugar. It is water soluble and insoluble in the organic solvents. Here, increase the number of sugar, increase the water solubility. Whereas aglycon parts, it is water insoluble and soluble in the organic solvent. Yeah, you can say vice versa. Sugar molecules water soluble and aglycon parts water insoluble. Now, we will discuss about sources. Those sources which produce the number of glycosides which help in the treatment of the congestive heart failure. One by one we'll discuss. First is Distalis purpurea. Take the leaf parts, also known as common foxglove, which produce the digitoxins. Whereas Distalis lanata, uh, basic parts is leaf, which produce the digoxins and digitoxins. Finally, third is Stopanthus gratus. Basically, take a seeds which produce the Stopanthin G, also known as Wawa bean. Okay, before to understand the mechanism of action of drug, let's first see the ionic movement in cardiac muscles under the normal conditions. Here we have cardiac myocytes. These are actin and myosin filament responsible for muscles contractions. This is sarcoplasmic reticulum. It has ryanodine receptor calcium channel and endoplasmic reticulum calcium ATPase. On cell membrane, we have L type of calcium channel. Sodium calcium exchanger, sodium potassium ATPase pump. This is extracellular, have calcium ions, sodium ions, potassium ion. This is intracellular. This is calcium ion store inside the sarcoplasmic reticulum. Overall, these are machinery involved in process means contractions. Please note extracellular calcium ions and sodium ions concentration is higher than intracellular. When impulse passes along the plasma membrane, this calcium channel open, resulting influx of calcium ions down the concentration gradient. This calcium bind with
ryanodine receptor trigger the release of calcium from the sarcoplasmic reticulum into the cytosol. Increase cytosolic calcium ions bind with actin and exposed to a bridge with myosins and resulting in contractions means systole. During diastole, calcium is pumped come back inside the sarcoplasmic reticulum, and calcium that can come enter outside through the excretion means exchange sodium and calcium, right? So this transporter requires to energy to carry out the activity. Now down the hill the sodium ions enter intends to increase the concentration inside the cells, but continuous reflux of sodium by the sodium potassium pump keep the sodium decrease inside the cardiomyocytes. This is the normal cycle. Now we will discuss about mechanism of action of cardiac glycosides. You can say distylis. Can see here how increase the cardiac output in the congestive heart failure patient, right? Here sodium potassium ATPase is membrane bound enzyme which is called as distylis receptor through which drug bound. It is also called as sodium pump. We can understand the mechanism of drug with the help of flowcharts. Distylis bind and inhibit the sodium potassium ATPase, that is the distylis receptor. You know very well कि ये पंप क्या करता है, सोडियम को बाहर कराता है और पोटेशियम को अंदर करता है. यदि ये चैनल ब्लॉक हो जाएगा तो कहीं ना कहीं इंक्रीज द इंट्रासेलुलर सोडियम आयंस. आफ्टर दैट जब सोडियम आपका बाहर नहीं जाएगा तो कहीं ना कहीं जो सोडियम कैल्शियम एक्सचेंजर है वो भी आपका डिस्टर्ब होगा, जिसके कारण डिक्रीज द एक्सट्रूशन ऑफ द कैल्शियम आयन. आपका कैल्शियम आयन जो अंदर से बाहर नहीं जाएगा. आफ्टर दैट थर्ड इज calcium channel L type, also responsible for the enter the calcium ion into the cell due to the during the action potential arrival. After that ये क्या होगा कि increase the intracellular calcium ion. अब जब आपके सेल्स के अंदर बढ़ेगा तो कहीं ना कहीं increase the uptake and storage of the calcium into the sarcoplasmic reticulum. जब आपका सार्कोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम में जब एक्शन पोटेंशियल प्रोपेगेट करेगा तो वहाँ से जो आपका इंक्रीज अमाउंट है वो कैल्शियम रिलीज होगा. जब रिलीज होगा तो उसकी एबिलिटी आपके सेल्स के अंदर बढ़ जाएगी फॉर द एक्साइटेशन कॉन्ट्रैक्शंस कपलिंग, दस इंक्रीज द मायोकार्डियल कॉन्ट्रैक्टिलिटी. यू कैन से पॉजिटिव आइनोट्रॉपिक. आइनोट्रॉपिक मीन्स होता है फोर्स ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्शन, पॉजिटिव मतलब इनहेंस द फोर्स ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्शन. Or finally result in increase the cardiac output.
I'm going to talk about mechanism of action of digoxins. We can understand with the help of animations. In heart failure, contraction of cardiac myocytes become weak. Digoxins improve the contractions as the result of multi-step process. Let's see here. This is the myocardial cell membrane. This membrane have a sodium potassium ATPase pump, and here sodium calcium exchanger, right? Here L type of voltage sensitive calcium channel. Normally across the membranes ions movement and to maintain the homeostasis to produce the proper action, maybe contractions, maybe relaxation within the smooth muscles, cardiac muscles and other muscles, right? These pumps regulate the आयंस। जो आपका पोटेशियम बाहर चला गया था उसको अंदर लाना है, जो सोडियम अंदर आया है उसको बाहर लेके जाना है। तो ये पंप वैसी वर्किंग करता है। तो आप देख सकते हैं थ्रू दिस पंप पोटेशियम गोइंग इनसाइड एंड सोडियम गोइंग आउटसाइड। आप देख सकते हैं लाइक दैट। और जब सोडियम आया तो ये किसके एंटीपोड, कैल्शियम यहाँ से बाहर जाएगा। ये कैल्शियम कहाँ से आता है, ये थ्रू दिस चैनल, कैल्शियम चैनल के थ्रू आता है, राइट। ये नॉर्मली हेल्प इन रेगुलेट द आयंस। नाउ हियर रिक्वायर्ड टू इम्प्रूव द कार्डियक आउटपुट मीन्स कार्डियक कॉन्ट्रैक्शंस वो भी पावरफुल। तो विद हेल्प ऑफ डिगॉक्सिन्स वी नीड टू द कैल्शियम। कैल्शियम रिस्पॉन्स फॉर द कॉन्ट्रैक्शन ऑफ द मसल्स। तो ये कैल्शियम आपके सेल्स के अंदर कैसे बढ़ेगा, वी कैन सी हियर digoxin. Direct action of digoxins bind with distylis receptor and inhibit. So no longer sodium ions are extruded outside the cells and gradually increase accumulate inside the cell. This exchange stop the working of the sodium calcium exchanger. Means no more calcium extruded outside the cell due to the blockage of this pump. Then calcium enter from the calcium channel L type and accumulate inside the cell. With each arrival of the impulses, these calciums loaded into the sarcoplasmic reticulum. After that, upon arrival of action potential within the sarcoplasmic reticulum and along with binding of the calcium rhinoiodine receptor, this trigger the release of calcium into the cytosolic, मतलब free available of calcium. This calcium bind with the myofibrils having a proteins, that is the actin and myosins. Along with the troponin, calcium bind with the troponins and expose the actin to make the bridge with the help of head portion of the myosins, and ultimately it result to contraction of the cardiomyocytes. You can see here. Is that right?